What's up with all these random Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon trailers? This time we have Nintendo just randomly dropping one on a Monday morning, so let's go and check it out and see what we have. Now I've already seen it and there's not much new information. This is just one of those like CGI, really sick looking, cool commercial kind of trailers that we've seen for Pokemon Sun and Moon. Hey, but look at that, we go through an Ultra Wormhole and then we get Mewtwo, showing off the new Ultra Beast, showing off the new city, and you know what? This works really well if this is supposed to be like the commercials slot or something. It is a pretty solid trailer. Wow, that at the end though. Yeah, we got a lot of shenanigans to deal with, it looks like, because we have Necrozma just creating multiple wormholes just like that. That's different. That's new. I don't think we've seen that gameplay before, so that's pretty crazy. But what I wanted to break down a lot more today was the Mewtwo and going through the Ultra Wormholes and the legendary Pokemon, because this is what I've been waiting for, and this is a really good sign. So since we have the official Mewtwo double confirmation right now that legendary Pokemon will be appearing in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I think this actually makes to where that trailer that's coming out in November. This is not the big trailer, guys. This is not the big one. That Omori said November 2nd. The official Pokemon trailer is confirmed for November 2nd, and it looks like if the Mewtwo information's not in there, there's just going to be more new stuff in that trailer. So I just wanted to see this information like put in trailer somewhere. That way people are happy. But we have Mewtwo confirmed, GG, just like that. Now, one thing that this reminds me of is that it looks like Hoopa's little like dimension things where he pulls out the legendary Pokemon. So because of that, there's a lot of parallels. I still don't understand what is going on with the legendary Pokemon in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, because it seems like they're doing what they did with Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Even the backgrounds, they have like that misty, foggy, cloudy kind of similarity behind it. And I'm wondering why. Because it's only been 2 games that we went Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, all legendary Pokemon, 7th generation, 1 game without it, and then boom, all legendary Pokemon again. We didn't have this until the 6th generation, and now it looks like every generation is getting that. Also, what does that mean for the Nintendo Switch? Because now we're going to be going to an entirely new console. You'd imagine that they'd give us a little bit of a cooldown. Alright, we just got all the legendary Pokemon, so we're going to wait a couple games or maybe a generation, and then when it comes to Nintendo Switch, then we're going to get all the legendary Pokemon back. But this seems like they're just going to give us all legendary Pokemon in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Now, we don't have that information confirmed just yet, but remember that a few days ago, we did have like a massive screenshot dump of like some things that we haven't seen yet in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Like, there would be Where running around and just a few other things. So a little bit of exclusives in these screenshots, but Landorus is there. And I didn't want to accept it. It's like, oh yeah, this could just be a straightforward regular battle, you know, but I'm wondering if this is like supposed to be a VGC tease in a way, because look at this. We have Tapu Lele, so we have one of the Tapus, one of the big Pokemon from VGC 2017, but then we have a Mega Pokemon. Those are allowed in VGC 2018, and then we have a Legendary Pokemon. Those are technically allowed in VGC 2018, because whatever is available inside of the 7th generation, because it is going to be locked by the symbol, so they have to be caught in the Alola region, which means if any legendary Pokemon are made available, they become a part of the National Dex, they become a part of the Alola Dex, and they will be usable for VGC 2018. So if all the legendary Pokemon are available inside the Ultra Wormholes, then it's going to be Landorus all over again. But now we also have Mega Pokemon back, so I think this actually showcases, you know, when you look at this screenshot, you think, man, that feels really VGC, doesn't it? I didn't want to think that, I didn't want to believe that, but we're getting like little bits of extra information as well, that we had a recent toy merchandise leak. So Paul Ryan covering this one, classic PokeShopper, classic Pokemon merchandise news. That's interesting. Leak scans play out until February 28th, so we've had a new batch of leaked scans and stuff. And I'm going to be covering that later today, because there's some really interesting stuff in this next batch of leaks, but one of them has the legendary Trio Birds. And that's when I was like, well, it looks like we could be getting all of the legendary Pokemon in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I don't want that to a degree, because I just don't want to see Landorus anymore in VGC. I want to see, you know, less legendary things, and maybe that'll kind of make things a little better, but it looks like they're doing that. And also, like I said, it feels like it's too much. Just go Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which is kind of like the the enhanced version of X and Y, because they kind of said that in an interview, and then we have the enhanced version of Pokemon Sun and Moon, and then boom, legendary Pokemon all available again. So I think that's too much accessibility when it comes to the legendary Pokemon. Also, going into the other thing, we have this. This has been known for a while. Do we have when this was posted? I don't think so, but yeah. So this was the Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon illustration book, and for some reason, just had all the legendary Pokemon on it. So there's still like a little bit of potential debate, maybe. Like maybe this is supposed to go along with some kind of event. Because if the trio legendary Pokemon or the off legendary Pokemon or the non-main legendary Pokemon, it's hard to kind of classify these guys because these are legendaries, but these are like exclusively forbidden 99% of the time, and then these are just legendaries, but they're allowed. So I just call them off legendaries. So either the off legendaries that are going to be made available can just be made available through an event. We have had legendary bird event before, that this was to give away the hidden abilities back in X and Y, I feel. I think that was like right after X and Y, there was like some kind of legendary bird. So this could either be some kind of promotion tie-in for that, or just all of the trio legendaries are obtainable in Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and maybe they're putting all the big book legend or big game legendaries. I mean, look at that. We have Platinum version, we have Emerald version, we have Silver Gold version, we have the Mewtwo and all the fun stuff like that. So it looks like they might have just put that in there because it's like, oh, legendary Pokemon, they're cool, kids love it, illustration book. But it also could be, nah, they're all available in Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon anyways. So it's like a teaser that it didn't really go anywhere, because it's absurd to think that we're going to get legendary Pokemon again. But now we're doing it, and then we get it back in the trailer with Mewtwo just chilling right there. And, like, I'm wondering what's left. And then we go into UB versus Simply. Like, when you break it down, I was also saying this earlier, like, as a trailer, this is amazing because it shows everything new about Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon and doesn't really give too much away. That if like you have no exposure with Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, or very little interest, this should get it going because you're like, oh, this game's gonna be garbage. What? Mewtwo's back? That's cool. What are those? What is that? You know, it feels like it's going. It shows off all the really cool new stuff, but also it doesn't show. Well, actually, it doesn't show all the new stuff. It just shows only new stuff, and then crazy ultra wormholes being opened up and stuff. But yeah, so what do you guys think? What is the deal with legendary Pokemon in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon? Is it going to be exactly like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, in that we're going to be receiving all of the legendary Pokemon, even the off legendaries, even the allowed legendaries, and then all of the box legendaries? Is it going to be just a few of them? Because now we're getting to some crazy territory, because let's see if I can just pull up the screenshot here and stuff, like finding the video where we go into the ultra wormhole and fly through the ultra space into the ultra dimensions. Like, is it going to be done this way? Like, are we just gonna have to fly around and be like, is Mewtwo in this one? Bloop, is which Pokemon's in this one? Are there going to be multiple of these areas scattered about the Alola region? Kind of like how there were multiple wormholes that opened up in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. That if you go into one area, that's going to have some Ultra Beasts. If you go to another area, that's kind of existing Pokemon. And why are legendaries in Ultra Space anyways? Like, now we're getting into crazy multiverse stuff that kind of was already suggested in Pokemon, but I didn't want the timeline to get any crazier than it is. So now we have 10 Ultra Beasts, if no new ones are revealed, and then all of legendary Pokemon, which are a lot of them. So that means the post-game is like super ridiculous. But unless Pokemon fixes cheating, I guess it doesn't really matter anyways. That was like one of the things about Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Yeah, it was awesome, but then all the people that were like resetting for IVs and stuff, now that we have hyper training, that makes it a little better. But all the people that were resetting for IVs, all their work meant nothing because people are just ginning in, you know, Landorus, Thundurus, Hidden Power, and all kinds of fun stuff like that. So it seems like cheating could still be a huge issue again. If the anti-cheat is a little better, then that would be amazing. If it's it's still going to be tough, though, because, yeah, you can still gen in Pokemon Sun and Moon transfer over. So I don't know how to feel about that, but yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think we're going to be getting it, and is that kind of it? I'm just concerned. I didn't want to see it happen like this, but I guess maybe that's just a personal thing, because I feel like it might not be as justified as I'm making it. Maybe it's an old school thing, but also at the same time, I've been complaining about this for a while in Pokemon, that I feel that players are starting to be really spoiled. You know, they want every mythical Pokemon available all the time for every generation. Then one of the reasons why hacking is such a problem in Pokemon is people saying, well, what about the exclusive event Pokemon that I can't get access to? It's like, well, that's why they're exclusive event Pokemon. They're either rewarding the players that have been long-time dedicated players that were actually active enough to go to those events, and then those Pokemon have value. If you really want that Pokemon, that means you're gonna have to trade some pretty good stuff for it, and that's the Pokemon trading economy. That Pokemon trading economy can exist in this way, but now people are just like, well, I want this event that only happened in Japan because I want to have every Pokemon that's ever been released or something. That's just greedy. That's just entitled to think that you deserve all of that in Pokemon. It was the same with Mythicals. I mean, for the Pokemon 20th anniversary, all the mythical Pokemon were made available and you can get them that way, and now people are still complaining like, oh, how do I get all these mythical Pokemon even though we just had a mass distribution, and there's still a good stock of mythical Pokemon from legitimate players, but not everyone just tax it in. So because of that, I feel like Game Freak shouldn't just be handing out the legendaries like this. I think Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire was like perfect because it had been the first time since we've ever had all of the legendary Pokemon up until that point available in a game. So I don't know if it's the old school me that's like, yeah, I think that we don't need to just keep flooding it with legendary Pokemon because I'm used to having those gaps and trying to like pick apart and find the legendary Pokemon when we need them. Heart Gold Soul Silver was a nice little update because we got to get Gen 3 legendaries kind of sprinkled in with the Mewtwo and stuff. So there were times where we had it, but I mean, I just think that's too free when we don't have like a major gap of legendary Pokemon and then we just drop all of them again. So maybe I'm crazy, maybe you guys agree with me on that one. We'll see what happens with the Nintendo Switch game. I think that's pretty much it. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.